breaking, 6 dead 115 just evacuated in Florida days after hurricane with what just happened. Hurricane Irma already made her path through Florida at the start of this week, and while her wrath caused some sizable damage to the state. However, now, another evacuation is underway in Florida with 115 people suddenly forced out displaced, and 6 have been declared dead. Although some believe that Irma's wrath wasn't as devastating as it was projected to be, the dangers of the unknown have now proven to be far worse. While police are working feverishly to squelch the prolific looting underway by criminal opportunists and making substantial headway there, they now have a whole new problem on their hands. Rescue workers and law enforcement have their work cut out for them with getting the state back in order, which now accounts for 115 more displaced people they weren't planning on. In the aftermath of the disaster, a deadly new emergency has emerged for some of the most vulnerable residents. Fox News reports. More than 100 people were evacuated from a Florida nursing home Wednesday after 6 people were reported dead at the Hollywood facility, whose residents were suffering from intense heat caused by a lack of electricity after deadly Hurricane Irma swept through. Irma may have moved on from Florida, but lingering dangers caused by the storm, including carbon monoxide poisoning and heat-related incidents caused by a lack of air conditioning, remain in the Sunshine State, as millions wait for power to be restored. Officials in Hollywood said at least 6 people died and 115 people were evacuated from Rehabilitation Center at Hollywood Hills, located about 20 miles north of Miami. "We're conducting a criminal investigation inside," Hollywood Police Chief Tom Sanchez said. "We believe at this time they may be related to the loss of power in the storm. We're conducting a criminal investigation, not ruling anything out at this time." While many are arguing over President Trump somehow being responsible for Irma or complaining about people denying climate change as a potential cause, victims are being forgotten and dying in the disaster. As all this is happening around these innocent, almost forgotten people, real heroes are heading into the disaster zone to get them out to safety. The victims don't care about what caused Irma right now or celebrities' gripes about climate change, they just want to live to see another day. The only climate that matters to them is the one inside the nursing home that's too hot and has already killed 6 of them. None of the remaining 115 want to be next on that list, and they won't because there are people watching out for them, and they aren't the ones working the anti-Trump telethon to raise money but are really using the live coverage to trash our president. Fox News report continues, explaining what's happening now in and around the nursing home. Sanchez said investigators believe the deaths were heat-related, adding it was a sad event. Broward County Mayor Barbara Sharif confirmed 3 people were pronounced dead at the facility. City officials said 3 additional people later died at the hospital. The Hollywood Police and Hollywood Fire Rescue received a call around 4 a.m. at the facility, and found several patients in varying degrees of medical distress, city officials said. Sanchez said officers have been assigned to check 42 assisted living facilities and nursing homes in Hollywood to make sure they are in sufficient care of the elderly. According to WSVN, although there was a generator in the nursing home, it may not have been functional, leading to this tragic result on an already devastating situation. Right now the building has been sealed off. "We're conducting a criminal investigation inside," Sanchez explained. "We believe at this time they may be related to the loss of power in the storm. We're conducting a criminal investigation, not ruling anything out at this time." As a precautionary measure, Sanchez said he assigned officers to check the other 42 nursing homes throughout the city to make certain they're properly taking care of the elderly, WSVN reported. Memorial Regional Hospital Dr. Randy Katz explained the nature of the patients transferred to the hospital shortly after the evacuation occurred. Most of the patients have been treated for respiratory distress, dehydration and heat-related issues. Katz added that several remain in critical condition. While some relatives of the victims are shocked to hear of the evacuation that was delayed by days, Since they were told that they were never going to evacuate their loved one, others are relieved to get the news that their family members is now safe. This incident just goes to prove that there are still countless people suffering in the storm who need the public's attention more than getting a misguided political out about so-called climate change. How easily we forget the devastation once it's past unless you're one there living in the aftermath. Suffering doesn't discriminate by political